Hello everyone, this is me again. I have served a tour in Iraq, so I hope that when you hear me say the things that I do, that you would believe me. I'm just not talking out of my ass. I'm just getting tired of people covering up the truth. And I'm especially upset with my fellow Christian brothers and sisters, because they are being paralyzed from trying to find the truth, and they're using their own religion to bind their hands and their feet, when Christians have been the most active people in the history of the world. Martin Luther King is a prime example. He didn't sit back and let these atrocities go on. He stood up. But you must open your eyes. The great deception that here is terrorists, they're trying to attack us, Why do you live in fear that these men would all of a sudden jump on a raft, swim across the ocean, and come kill us with sticks and stones? Why? Why can't we come home and let them do what they gotta do? And if there would ever challenge us, we fight them militarily. But if we shut our borders like we're supposed to, we shouldn't be worried about this. Israel has the most powerful military in the Middle East. That is the deception that we must protect Israel. Indeed we must, but they are protected. We need to wake up. While they're waving the flag over here, the terrorist flag over here, they're stealing from your pockets right here. $1 trillion stolen from the American taxpayer to KBR, Blackwater, and all these companies that are operating. And I've seen it with my own eyes. KBR, Kellogg, Brown and Root, a subsidiary company of Halliburton, has been contracted, no bid contracted, overcharging the government. They have been accused of waste and fraud several times. And what they do everything in Iraq. If you're a soldier and you don't know who KBR is, then I don't believe you have been to Iraq. They're in charge of everything. They're contracted from top to bottom. And in turn, what do? They subcontract companies from Saudi Arabia, who in turn hire cheap labor. I've seen it with my own eyes. Not only are they overcharging the government, but they're exploiting cheap labor. They pay these third country nationals close to $250 to $350 per month. Imagine that. Exploiting cheap labor and overcharging the government. And these third country nationals are from countries like India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, the Philippines, and even Pakistan. And we know right now that Pakistan could be harboring terrorists. They have nuclear weapons and whatnot. And if they want to sell this terrorist thing, then let me ask you this. Why would you hire people that have Muslim background when you haven't screened their background, you don't know what background they're coming, and you hire them to come work inside the base? If you're so worried about security, why would you hire them to come inside the base, is what I'm asking. Why would you hire cheap labor and jeopardize a soldier's life? Why not hire American citizens? Why? Because it would cost too much money for them. And why aren't our armed soldiers doing the same thing? Blackwater, private security. Why can't soldiers do that job? Why must they get paid so much money and the contracts be outrageous? Why do you need to privatize that? Why? And the worst part is, a soldier commits something wrong, he gets UCMJ, and he gets court-martialed. These private securities do something wrong? No, they don't have to respond to anybody. They get a slap in the hand. At Abu Ghraib, what happened to the soldiers that did the wrongful things? They got UCMJ and they got in trouble. And their supervisors who were civilian, they got slapped in the hand. How fair is that? How fair is that? Soldiers are second-class citizens in Iraq to these private contractors. They get their own vehicles, $60,000 vehicles. They don't have to wear a uniform. They can do whatever the hell they want while soldiers are being scrutinized. We need to wake up. What is going on? They're stealing from the American citizen, from the American taxpayer. That's what they're doing. And I refuse to put my life on the line so they can steal from the same people that I'm supposed to be serving. From the 75% people that want me home, they're stealing from. And the other 25%. And if you're Christian, you need to stop letting them paralyze you from acting. While they're waving the flag of terrorism here, they're stealing from you. We need to wake up. Wake up. CNN and Fox are not going to show you the truth. They're not going to show you the truth. Just let yourself go there. Just let yourself face the facts. If you don't accept them, fine. But face the facts. Face the fact that we're going in debt. Face the fact that United States is going to build the most expensive embassy ever in Iraq. Face the facts. Face the facts that Iraq had no weapons of mass destruction. And Saddam Hussein didn't have anything to do with Al-Qaeda. What do we say? Oops. Oops. We bought it. So now we have to pay for it and we got to take it because we broke it? Nah, that's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. I don't believe that I'm living in a democracy anymore. I do not believe that I'm living in a democracy anymore. When the people who I serve, the people who I'm protecting, want me home, and they can't get me home, and they can't do anything to bring me home, yet all 75% want me to come home, and want my fellow soldiers to come home. It's a great deception. And they're stealing from us. They're stealing from us. And you're not going to find the truth from anything that you see on TV. If you're a Fox or CNN zombie, you need to wake up. Snap out of it. If you're a Christian, you need to seriously pray about it. And I would ask you one thing if you're a Christian. What would Jesus do? More than 1 million innocent civilians have died in Iraq. Whether it was us or bombs that we dropped or some of the insurgents. It is all because we attacked Iraq. Regardless, it's a consequence. What would Jesus say? Close to 5,000 soldiers or something of that nature. Soldiers had died. But what about these innocent civilians too? They're human beings. Our lives are worth no more than their lives. God created us all. Where's their voice? Do they have a voice about what they want in their country? Let's wake up, America. Let's wake up. For God's sake, wake up. Go find soldiers and ask them what they think. And ask them about their experiences. Go and watch Iraq for Sale. Again, go watch Iraq for Sale. After watching the documentary, if you still feel good about sending soldiers overseas, then you have the right to believe that. But all I ask is that you would watch the documentary, because that's what I've seen. That's what I've experienced. Why do you need brand new 2007 Chevys fully loaded in Iraq in the desert when they're not armored and they can't go outside the base? Why are we buying all this? Because they're in a contract what is called cost plus. The more they spend, the more money they get. So what they do, they just buy all kinds of stuff they don't need. They waste. It's out there. It's out there. I've witnessed it with my own eyes. Wake up.